grab it with your fingers and then curl it. Your fingers get activated too. Names are weird. Exercise names are weird. Anyway, so I'm gonna do this. So for today's workout, I started off with 30 minutes on the backwards treadmill, and then played around with the kettlebells to get some more cardio in for about an hour. So now I'm moving into some arms. I'll probably want to do some more kettlebell stuff later, but at least for right now, my plan is to do like high rep and like unstable-ish arms. Starting off with alternate tricep pushdowns on the cable. I like starting my arm workouts with a lot of tricep pushdowns. It's an exercise in which I get a really good mind muscle contraction, and I'm a big believer in trying to get that out of the way, like connecting with your muscles or figuring out, like taking a rain check almost on how your muscles are feeling. I don't know if rain check's the right word. I don't know, whatever check on your triceps and see if everything is firing, see if your muscles are activating the way they're supposed to be activated before moving into anything else. Or at least, even if you're doing more of the same kind of motions, like even if your whole workout is a high rep workout, starting off with something that's familiar, that you like, and get your muscle firing, at least for me, it seems to be excuse me. Get the muscles firing the right way. At least that's where I think I stopped at. So going for, I don't know, 30 to 40 reps. I'm not really counting. So in yesterday's workout, I did like medicine ball shoulder presses. So that got me thinking, what if I did curls or other exercises with medicine balls? So I guess medicine ball curls is what I'm doing next. Oh, okay. This is a pretty interesting contraction. The instability really adds an interesting component to it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing next, or for now. Tricep pushdowns to medicine ball curls. What I noticed with the medicine ball is that there's a lot of instability, like the ball moves in your hand and you're contracting at the same time. It's also an open palm curl. I don't think there's very many open palm curls that I can think of. So yeah, if you have a medicine ball, try it out. I definitely recommend. I'm gonna do like 5 sets of this, and then let's see what happens next. For the next arm superset, sticking with the same contraption, but using the rope grip. So the earlier grip was flat. When I do a flat grip, I usually feel it more in the medial head. And when I use a rope grip, I'm able to focus more on the long head at the stretch. But then when I contract, I'm able to also twist it like that, which helps hit the short head a little. Doing alternate tricep extensions with this, or push downs, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. A push down extension. Names are weird. Exercise names are weird. Anyway, so I'm gonna do this for about 10 to 15, and then I'm gonna switch into, I guess, overhead tricep extensions. Oh. I, so after how many ever reps of those, going into overhead tricep extensions, keeping the tension and the blood into the tricep, not necessarily trying to overload it with weight, trying to achieve more metabolic stress or a pump. Really feeling this in the long head of the tricep. After 10 each side of that, superset, or how many ever side, I don't know, I'm not counting my reps, but whatever. Tricep push downs, over then overhead extensions, then moving into some towel grip single arm curls. So with a towel grip, it's a hammer style, unless you coil it a certain way and hold it, but in this is like I'm a hammer grip towel, so I'm hitting the outer bicep. But also, since it's a towel grip, there is an instability component and a forearm component, making the movement much harder than a regular curl. Going for 10 each side of that. So I guess including the medicine ball curls, there's almost a recurring instability theme. Also, there's one thing I want to point out about the medicine ball curls, which I'll get to in a second. Okay, so that was it. So the set that I recorded earlier with the medicine ball curls was I think the second set or the first set, and I didn't fully understand the movement yet. But what I noticed was when you do the medicine ball curl, earlier I was just kind of like trying to rest it on my palm and curl it. Instead, if you like try to actively grab it with your fingers and then curl it, your fingers get activated too, but also the ball is a lot more stable because your fingers are gripping it as opposed to you trying to balance it on your palm. Now, I haven't really done this movement for a long time or anything, but it is my suspicion that the fingers aren't something that gets used very often. And so if you get to do more, I guess, med ball curls and get good at gripping it, there might be a chance, like if you're a basketball player or like a football player or something, you might be able to grab a ball better. But that's just my thoughts on this. Something I thought about while doing medicine ball curls. I'm gonna do a couple more sets of this, and I think I'll do at least one more arm movement, and that's probably what's next. So for the third arm movement, I'm doing towel grip tricep extensions, but really having the towel wrapped around a couple of times to give it a thick grip, to really challenge the forearms and really letting the long head of my tricep stretch at the stretch or the, I guess, bottom position or whatever, and doing slow control contractions. There's just enough of an instability element with the towel to force that mind to muscle contraction that I talk about when instability is involved. However, there's not as much slack as if there would be if it wasn't wrapped around so thick. And so the instability is a little lesser, but however, the forearm activation is a lot greater because of the thickness of the grip. Going for 10 each side of that as well. Or 10, 10 plus, not necessarily like, I'm trying to go for a good burn. I have to at least hit a minimum of 10. This is kind of the mental cue that I'm giving myself. But it's okay if I go a little over. But I think on this set I only got 10, so I'm going to even it out on both arms. For the bicep movement in this superset, going with reverse grip curls. So so the way it's wrapped around, I'm holding it like this such that my palms facing down, and I'm curling. There's also a lot of, so reverse grip hits the outer bicep, plus there's a forearm activation over here, and the towel grip will exaggerate all of that. Trains your fingers too, because it has to grab it. Anyway, doing another 2 more sets of that, and then we'll move into something different. So after my last ab exercise, I got caught up doing some kettlebell juggling to music. Kettlebell juggling, once you really get into it, is super addictive. And once you get like a bunch of like moves in a row, you start getting into a groove, and then you don't want to stop. Anyway, I did stop eventually after my calluses kind of gave out. And so now, before I head into the sauna, doing some mobility stuff for the hips. Since the kettlebell stuff is like kind of intense on the hips and the lower back, I like to follow it up with some like good mornings and stuff. I did the good mornings, but I didn't record them. But I'm doing a Piriformis stretch on the cable, so I thought I'd record that. So the Piriformis is this muscle on the side, muscle, whatever. Keeping the leg that I'm stretching in a bent position, and I'm also holding the kettlebell on the same side. So if the left leg is bent, the left hand is holding it. Leaning forward, and as you lean forward, you'll slowly feel a stretch starting at the lat and going into the lower back and glute, kind of like this whole outer side. And slowly leaning in, trying to get my chest to the floor, and kind of flaring the side to stretch it out. Going for at least 5 to but I want to hit 10. With these stretch and strengthen exercises, you'll notice that like if you're holding it for a really long time, you might only get 5 reps, but if you're doing a lot of reps back to back, you might be able to get more. And so just this. So yeah, you kind of want to balance that out, as in sometimes it's good to just stretch for a long time and do fewer reps, and sometimes you want to do a lot of reps but not that much of a stretch, or that much of a hold rather. But that being said, this time around it seems like more of an in between, so I think I'm going to stop at around 6 or 7. Well, really good for glute and hip mobility. I've noticed that it does a world of wonders. Doing this stretch paired with cable good mornings and the hip flexor stretch, doing them weekly a couple of times for a couple of weeks or a couple of years now, has really kind of transformed my, not only like the midsection in the term of looks, but also in the way, like the confidence I feel in moving and doing various movements. Think of like your core as this belt that connects the upper body to the lower body, and if that belt is weak, like that's a significant weak point. Um, your body is meant to work as a unit, and the core connects the upper body to the lower body. And if your connective mechanism is weak, it's going to rip apart, cause compensations. It's like having, I guess, a really good car, but the tires are not well inflated. Doesn't matter how good the car software is. It doesn't matter how good the car's engine is, or whatever. But if the tires aren't great, it's not gonna, it's not gonna run properly, and it's gonna put you in danger. Similarly, everything in the body, or like from muscular point, upper body, lower body, is connected through the muscles at the core. And if that's not strong and that's tight, then it's just going to radiate, uh, problems throughout. But that being said, uh, apply that same concept of wheels to your feet, because your feet are essentially the wheels of your body. And a lot of people don't really pay attention to their feet. So, but yeah, pay attention to all the little muscle groups and accessories. Don't take them for granted. A little rant while I was doing mobility, but I'm gonna go into the sauna now. And there might be, not probably, there might be some posing after. Some post-workout posing. I didn't really record a whole lot of my workout today. The workout lasted for about 3.5 hours, but I did a lot of kettlebell juggling, and I don't know if there's a whole lot of point in sharing all of that. A lot of it is like random movements, and I mean, it might be cool to watch, but I don't know. Maybe next time. I really like listening to music when I do it, and so when I'm recording, I can't really listen to music, and as a result, I haven't been recording my juggling sessions. It's almost like a dance that I get to perform, and I don't know, I like to get lost in it, and it's definitely addictive. It's definitely addictive, And so, you know, it's some time that I like to just have to myself, that I don't have to record. But maybe next workout or in a workout after that, I'll ask someone else to record so I can still listen to music while doing it, and so that I can like give a true representation of what's actually going on when that's happening.
Honestly, I feel you because
Alright, what else can we do? You know, I haven't been really checking my right side back, so maybe now's a good time to do that.
I'm gonna get back into like boxing. We're not boxing, boxing.
I'm gonna try that same pose on the right.
Me and George used to train the UFC. Like I swear to God, he's actually the shit. He's like I think he had like 2 fights in the UFC and he retired. But we legitimately like trained with the UFC guy. His name was Alex Ritchie. I want to get back into it. But what do you think it is? Is it like
what else can we do?
It's like $80 a month. Yeah. It's like $80 a month.
I haven't hit chest in a while. I'll probably hit chest tomorrow.
You go there, they make you.
Yeah, that's probably going to be tomorrow's workout, is a little bit of chest and then a lot of functional stuff as usual. But yeah, that's it for today's video. See you all tomorrow.